How to work on your business and not in it? That's a question I get asked quite a lot since I am the CEO and co-founder of Work on Your Business. My name is Mona Tenjo, and I am getting this question really a lot. How do you work on your business? What does this really include? What does this mean? How do I know I work on my business and not in it? So let's just go through the key questions. So first of all, when you start a business by yourself, self-employed freelancer, you will always work in your business. There is no other way how you do that, because you will need to implement the customer solutions. You will sell your time for money. That's just natural, okay? So don't worry about it. Don't freak out about it. That's just how you start. If you start any business, you should think about what's the ultimate end goal. So where do you want to go? Do you always want to trade your time against money, or do you want to have actually people working for you? If you want to have people working for you and not just trade time against money, then you should think with the end in mind and start planning your business from the beginning, even when you still work in it. How do you get out one day? So working on your business is all about making processes in your system, systemizing your business, making sure that you hire at a certain point in time people, and that you then are able to withdraw yourself from the business and then focus on the strategic things. So what are those things you should focus on when you work on your business? So as said already, it's always about processes, systems, and replication. You need to make sure you replicate yourself. That starts with having an assistant who starts doing some of your jobs, so you delegate some things to that person. That's how it starts. Then you have more people coming in, salespeople, people who are working off customer services. Maybe you have somebody for purchasing, a customer support, whatever you need for your specific type of business. So you will start building up people, you will start building up a team. So then your job as the owner is to build the teams, to make sure that they are able to work, that you hire the right people, that you define the culture, that you make sure that there are certain processes in place that regularly track progress, make sure people are happy, that people really also stay in your company, that people are engaged. So it's your job to put all this framework in place. What do you stand for? What do you sell? What is it that you do? What's your mission, your vision, everything, all of that? This is your job, okay? And then you put all those frameworks in place, and then you hire the right people that are then going to be trained to do what they're supposed to do. So if you are starting out, of course, you will train the people. That's your job, and that is important, that is strategic, because they need to learn it, how they have to do it. Now, if you grow bigger, of course, your team will do that for the next coming people. So you make sure that you train the people the right way, and that you put documentation in place to make sure that the quality is assured, because each person training the next person will lose a certain percentage of information. So you have to put a document together where you guarantee that this is the minimum information everybody must have to make sure that the operation is continuing to go, even if some information are missing, which are maybe mostly experiences or examples, but that the core information is always available. Then another big major point of your job as the owner is to make sure that your business survives in the long run. That means that you stay competitive. So that means you look at the incomes, you look at the expenses, you look at your break-even points and everything. You look at the portfolio, you look at what your competitors are doing. You may have, in some industries, you may have to also take a closer look at the regulations and the legislation, because that may impact your business in some industries more than in others. Everybody is impacted by laws, but some industries are more impacted by this than others. So if you are in such an industry, this is one of your key roles to make sure that you are informed about this. Now, you may not have to do all of the groundwork yourself. Of course, you can hire agencies who are monitoring the market for you, and then they get you the results. You can hire an accountant. It's a matter of how much costs are you willing to take, and how much time do you have for yourself that you can invest yourself. Now, of course, all of this is just one part. So you are in charge of the strategic long-term survival of your company. Okay, that's everything that belongs to it. It may mean that you have to pivot at some point in time to have a different strategy, that you have to keep up the good work or adjust things that don't go right. You have to put the right systems and processes in place, that everything is monitored and tracked. And again, you don't have to do that yourself. You can hire people to do that for you, but you have to define how this looks for you. What do you need for information in order to track this? And if you don't know this would be your first job in the morning, to think about what is it that you need to know to understand if your business is going well or not. Now, to do this, you should always do this in the morning. So any strategic task you should do in the morning, because that's when you have your highest brain capacity. You should plan each day which topics you're going to deal with. Of course, you will still be operationally involved to some degree, depending on how far you already duplicated yourself. Of course, in the long run, ideally, you just come into your company whenever you want to, and the company is still running without you, even if you're not there. That's the ideal case. But of course, it's your choice. Of course, if you like your work, you can always still work in your business, no problem. But the idea is to set it up in a way that it can also survive without you. That is then really a sustainable business. Because if your business depends on you, that as soon as you are out, that everything is built around your brand, that means you cannot sell your company. So you have no exit strategy. That's a problem, because if everything is tied to you, and then the company is sold, the company will definitely not exist anymore. So nobody will make you an offer for buying your company and buying you out. And therefore, your valuation will be much, 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 much lower if your brand is connected to that. So it's your job to build that up strategic from the beginning, if that is your goal. If you just want to trade time for money for the rest of your life, hey, feel free. There's no problem with that. Then you don't have to worry about all of that, okay? But then if you really want to build a sustainable long-term business that also survives without you, then this is what exactly you need to do. As said, my name is Mona Tenjo. I'm the CEO of Work on Your Business. And this video is part of a series called Solutions for Business Owners. And so there are more of that type of videos where you can get some information on how do you do that in detail on all the different aspects of business, may it be team building, may it be strategy, may it be marketing, whatever. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss your strategy, if you want to build a business plan that is going to be implemented by your team in the future, or that you don't really know how to get the transition from going out of trading time against money to a really sustainable business, we can have a free strategy call. Just schedule a call under workonyourbusiness.com/strategy call. You see it over here and also in the comments below. Feel free to schedule a call, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in one of the next videos. Bye bye.